I hear in my practice, people come through in all kinds of professions and they say, Darlene, I love what I do, I love my craft, I love my colleagues, but the management just, I don't know. On an optimistic note, last week I read an article about the research, and it's the article stated that mindful managers make happy employees. Now, being in the people business, I thought, this is not rocket science, but I thought, I want to read this and see what they mean, and it's exactly what I thought. Managers that practice mindfulness techniques become more aware of their behavior, how they approach their employees, being more thoughtful about what they state. You have happy employees. Unstuckness. Another way that people get stuck is fear, such a powerful emotion. People become fearful sometimes about getting unstuck. They've been stuck for so long, they can't imagine what would happen if they became unstuck. Another thing that people fear is how will other people view them if they get unstuck. Some of the people they're with are stuck, and they all are stuck together. So if that person ventures into the unstuck world, they don't know what will happen to those relationships. Now you think, or you would think, that those people that are their friends or colleagues or even close relations would embrace that change. But it's not always the case. Sometimes that person that's getting unstuck forces the other person to look in the mirror and say, wow, I'm stuck too. Not everybody wants to do that. So it's difficult to become an independent thinker. A person that moves away from the crowd to become unstuck. Another way people get stuck is through the imposter syndrome. 70% of us will feel like an imposter at some point in our lives, even though we're not. Many of the people that experience imposter syndrome are extremely successful. And you hope that they get unstuck, and many do. But for some, it stymies them. With all this stuckness, do you believe people can get unstuck? I certainly do. I'm emphatic in my belief that everyone is capable of getting unstuck. And it's not just based on my 30 years of working with people through therapy and hypnosis. There's also a science behind the fact that the brain is malleable from cradle to the day we leave this earth. And why this resonates so much with me, the practice of mental rehearsal is derived from this. And mental rehearsal has similar qualities to hypnosis and intense visualization. It uses a form of focused attention. It's a phenomenon we all have. And through this focused attention, you can visualize, you can imagine yourself getting unstuck and practice over and over, rehearsing it over and over. Everybody is capable of getting unstuck. And this is why I developed my acronym, UnStuck, and made a template out of it. It's simple, but not easy. So let's begin, because I'm adding on. I've mentioned this before. I'm adding on to my acronym. U is for unique. There's no one else like us. We are unique as every star in the sky, as a rare painting. Think about the value of a rare painting. How about an exquisite Fabergé egg? We have an exquisiteness to us with our own DNA. But with all that uniqueness, you must take action to tap into those talents and show the world. You must think about your ability to become unstoppable. Take action. Visualize. Sometimes it's just a few simple steps at first. We all want the quick magic, let's get going fast, but sometimes it takes slow and steady. And then you gain momentum and you can visualize yourself getting unstuck. And who knows where you'll go. We all have a story. Every one of us. And the beauty of it is that at any time in your book of life, I love writing and reading, so I call it our book of life. The metaphor that your chapters can go along, but you can rewrite the next chapter. It's such a marvel that as long as you're alive, you can be even in the sunset of your life, the twilight of your life. It's amazing. I think it's exciting. Why I bring this up, though, is Luke Perry went to Hollywood when he was 17, and he endured over 200 rejections. He counted them to go on to win the coveted role in Beverly Hills 90210. What would have happened if he hadn't? Tenacity. That's what brings successful people to either get unstuck and then go on over the top. Sometimes people don't tap into their creative gifts until later in life. Why? There's many variables involved. You have your child prodigies, but then you have some people that say, I'm not creative, and then they discover the treasures within them, sometimes over 50, 60, 70, 80. I've added on. Courage. Aristotle, the great philosopher, said, courage is the greatest of all virtues. Now, I happen to believe it's love, but I'm not Aristotle. But there's something to be said about courage. Think about it. It takes courage sometimes to get unstuck and then go into that world that you may not know. It's risk-taking, it's courage. Curiosity. Walter Isaacson, the author, wrote a book about Leonardo da Vinci. I purchased this book, and someday I'll finish it. But my reason for purchasing it, it's very thick. But my reason for purchasing it is, one, Isaacson believed that Albert Einstein got his genius from intellect. He determined that Da Vinci got his genius from curiosity. And look what he has left us in this world. Amazing. So we may not be Da Vinci, but be curious.